Hey lovely people, I'm finally back and I am willing to share with you all my testimony with how it all started with having a dog. Okay, so let me just say all this. Growing up as a child, dogs, any animals wasn't my favorite things at all. And let me tell you, dogs was one of my worst ones. I did not like dogs. I was scared, terrified with dogs. Like, when I see a dog, it don't even matter if it's even if it's not chasing after me, I will literally jump on the car, on anybody's car. There's been plenty of times where I've jumped on anybody's car and just on there until that dog was gone. It was gone, like, let me say, about like a good long way from where I was at. That I could run in the house or something, like, you know. My cousins and stuff, family members, they used to make fun of me. They used to always tease me with our neighbors' dogs or our cousins, other cousins' dogs, or just any dog. They would always tease me, and I would be scared to death, crying, acting like I'm finna die type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let me just tell y'all, growing up, dogs was it just wasn't it at all. It was my worst fears. Yeah, I even have witnesses, family members and friends that grew up with me in childhood. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but let me just tell y'all. So that was a point in time where I was living someplace. And the place I was living at, they had a dog. And his name was Bino. Now Bino is a big dog. So in order for me to stay there, I had to get over the fear of the dog. So let me say, the first couple of days, I believe, what would happen was, so I would always be in spiritual sister's room. When I had to go to the bathroom or to get something to eat, you know, to brush my teeth in the bathroom, or like wash up, or just take a shower, or anything like that, or if I just needed to go in the kitchen and get something to eat real quick, or, you know, just do something, what would happen was my spiritual sister would take Bino and put him in another room, and stay in there and with him until I get back into her room and on her bed. There was a time though where I was sleeping on the floor. I had a pillow on the floor or whatever. And the next morning, I woke up, Bino was in there. He was in the room, and I was just like, I felt that he was in there, because he was like sniffing over me and stuff like that. So I had the covers over my head. It's just really shaking, just, you know, just like this and stuff like that. Just scared out of my mind, not gonna know what. And my heart is beating too fast, and then I'm over like, and it was crazy. But I felt like I was having a heart attack, but I wasn't. That was one of the first, I was like, when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a no-go. I'm not gonna do it. I can't even, I gotta go, because I couldn't handle this dog. But I think a couple weeks after, maybe it was that weekend or maybe the week after, things was really getting crazy, because they were saying in order for me to continue to stay over there, I had to get over the fear of the dog. And I was just like, it was just putting more pressure on me to just get this over with, because I've dealt with this before. People telling me that I have to get over the fear of dogs or whatever, and I'm just trying to tell them, like, you don't tell me what to do. But it was like, with this situation, I couldn't say that because it was like a situation where I couldn't even, like, you know what I'm saying? I just couldn't do that. But I'm just in my spiritual sister's room. And I literally am on the bed, on the edge, like the corner edge, because the dog is just, they have the dog just walking around and going back and forth in Heaven's room and just giving me heart attacks. But there was a time where I think later in the day, my spiritual father came in there and he was trying to tell me that I need to get ready or whatever. So I'm over here like, okay, gotta get ready. Okay, so I'm over here trying to think of a song on my playlist to play in my head while I'm getting, you know, ready for this, this scary moment. And it was, I Got It by, I think it's Anthony Brown. If it ain't Anthony Brown, I'll correct it on the screen. But yeah, it was like, I got that V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. I got no reason to fear. I got Jesus on my side. I got that. Okay. But let me tell you, I really had to trust God on this one. I was like, I cannot trust nobody but God on this one. I was like, oh my God. Before then, I didn't know God like that. So, but now that I'm in the house of God and that I'm growing in God, it's time for me to trust God for real, for real. It was time. And I was literally, let me tell y'all, I was shaking, I was scared. So he opened the door and he was like, you ready? Well, no, he didn't even ask me if I was ready. He just opened the door and he was like, so walk in the living room. He told me to walk in the living room. And Vito was right by the door, just laying down, chilling. Almost like fantasy is right now. But he was just laying there chilling. But he wasn't knocked out like she is. He was just laying down. But he was looking at the whole time, so it even got worse. I'm just like, oh my God. So I was just taking a deep breath. And I just began to step down, and then I just had to just not even look at the dog and just walk straight and just sang that song repeatedly in my head. So I walk in the living room, right? And I sit on the couch. I was like, hey. But still scared because I'm on the floor. I'm not on the bed, on the high bed. I'm on the floor where he can come in at any moment and tap my feet. Type of scared. So then what had happened was he came in there. Bino was staying where he was at. He was laying down, chilling wherever he was at, which is in the hallway. And so he stayed in the hallway, right? So my spiritual father came in there and he was like, see, that wasn't that bad, right? And then I was like, yeah, it was all right. And then, I don't know if I really said that out loud, but I remember me saying that. I think in my head. But, so next thing you know, he sits down. And next to me, he sits down right next to me. And then he goes, he whistles and he snaps and say, come here, Bino. And so I'm hearing the dog come. Oh my God, I'm hearing the dog come. And I'm just like, oh my God. You know how when people get their hair done and it is so tight that they be holding that, I don't know if they be like this. Not like this, but they legs be close together, like closed like this. And they be like, you know, just like this, like, and just like it hurts type thing. Like when you get your hair braided. That's how it was with me. I was just like, I don't know, I'm scared. So when he came in there, he wasn't really paying attention to me because I wasn't speaking to him. But I was still nervous because he was really walking around my little legs and my feet. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So he told me to start petting the dog. And I was like, he said, first of all, he told me to call his name. To call his name, you know, practice that. And that was scary because I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I call his name, he's going to really look at me. He's going to be paying attention to me. So, you know, we practiced that a little bit, so that I was a little scared out of my mind. And then after, you know, he came to me, after calling his name, he told me to pet him. I was still scared to pet him, so I don't really think I was petting him at the moment. But, well, I think I did a little bit, but I really didn't, like, sat there and was really, like, having fun with the dog. I was still scared. There was some type of food. I feel like it was a cookie, but I don't really know if it's a cookie or not, because I don't even know if dogs can have cookies. But anyway, it was I believe it was a cookie. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just some type of brownie or something. I don't even know. But anyways, he gave me the whatever it is to feed Bino. I was scared out of my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if he's going to bite me or whatever. But, you know, he just told me to hold my hand like this. And he put it on the food on my, you know, hands. And then I just was like this. And he took it out of, you know, he ate it. But it was so cute though. I was like, oh. And it tickled my hand. So I was just like, oh. And after that, I had to take a deep breath. Because that was just really too much for me. But I got through it. You know, for the rest of that day, I was still uncomfortable or whatever, but the more and more, it was just getting a little bit better. But let me just tell y'all, before all this happened, I actually did have a dream. You know, them prophetic dreams, I never really started having those until I moved in, until I was living in this house for a little moment. Well, staying at this house for a little moment. I started to have dreams that's relatable to God. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was so funny because, or maybe I just been having dreams, I just didn't know how to relate it to God because I just never wasn't this close to God. And I still wasn't that close to God when this happened compared to how I am today. But, yeah, but before this, I remember I had a dream. Like, I think it was a couple days before this happened. I had a dream of me and Bino actually playing fetching and him coming back. And we just back and forth playing with fetching and stuff like that. And we were just getting along. It was just a good little moment, like, you know, as if we were just having a fun time. And that was the dream or whatever. But I told my pastor about it, and she was saying, well, after this, actually, after all this happened, she was saying that that was God letting me know that Bino's okay, that he's not a harmful dog, that he's a playful, not a playful dog, but he's like a dog that I would get along with, that's not too harmful. And so I was like, yeah, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm seeing God in this, because first of all, I had to rely on God from the song, and then also really have faith in God. And I also went off this scripture, worry not, for I am with you. And I think that's Isaiah 41:10. And so, you know, all those was in my head as I was, you know, doing this. Well, except for the dream. I wasn't really thinking about the dream. I was just thinking about just what was happening at the moment. But she reminded me of how that was God letting me know that Bino's okay, like he's not gonna hurt me. And so I learned through the whole thing is that God got me, he's with me. And that he won't let nothing harmful happen to me if I haven't really done nothing that was just too harmful for God, like, you know what I'm saying? And God wouldn't really want to do that. I don't think God is not the type of person to do that anyway. I'm just saying. Because that's what my mindset was at the moment. I was like, have I really done anything for God to allow this dog to bite me for doing something wrong that I'm not supposed to be doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? I literally be having them things popping up in my head, like my mind, like before things happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was so good. And because I've trusted in the Lord and I've accomplished a goal that I told everybody that was never going to accomplish ever, I told people that I was never going to get over this, over dogs. I will be scared for the rest of my life. But the devil's a liar. I got over it. And because I got over it, my mom had got me a new puppy, which is Fantasy. But I feel like my mama got it for me, yeah, but the blessing came from God because of how I accomplished something that I had to rely on God for. And I had to trust him in order to accomplish whatever I had to accomplish at that moment. So I am blessed with a dog today. Her name is Fantasy, period. She is on the ground sleep, y'all. She is, but she's definitely got bigger than what she was when she first got here. But I really do love my dog. She's so like, and because I have a dog, like, she literally reminds me of how good God is. It ain't just, but God has done way more in my life than this. But this was the first of me really relying on God. This is like the first testimony I had that was really big, like really big. I really couldn't trust my spiritual father, to be honest, but I had to trust God. I was like, okay, I'm hearing what he's saying, but I just gotta trust God, because I ain't never in my life trusted a person with a dog, with their dog. I've never trusted a person with their dog ever in my life. So what makes you think I'm gonna trust somebody that I really don't know? Like, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't know him at the moment. He just became my spiritual father. Yeah. So, that was amazing. Like, I'm trying to tell you, that was just too amazing. And I just wanted to share the testimony to let y'all know that if y'all come across something that y'all fear way too much, and it ain't even that serious, just like I did. Well, it is to you, but it really ain't serious. It's very small for the Lord, like to the Lord, or to other people that are used to dogs. But I will understand what you're talking about, though, because I was the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's fearing something, and whatever they're fearing is literally like fear. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really just scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I just came to let y'all know that we cannot doubt God when it comes to things like this. We have to really trust the Lord. Put you on a song that you can, about trusting the God, or pray to God. That's one thing I did do. I had to pray. I was like, God, I need your help with this, because I'm a little scared. I'm just going to tell you. And then the scriptures, I was just saying, he said, worry not, and you're with me. So God, be with me, God. And I really don't want this dog to attack me, none of that. And you know what I'm saying? Just because he's there every step of the way. He will not let nothing happen to you at all. You know how fathers are nowadays? If you have a father, I really don't have a father in my life, but I did. And I have a spiritual father in a house. So I have a godfather. I'm just saying, like, you know how they overprotective? Well, actually, my dad wasn't overprotective. It was my mama who was overprotective. But anyway, if it's your mama or your dad, you know how they're really overprotective. They don't want nothing to happen to you, especially when you're a girl and you want to just go out with your little boyfriend or whatever, and they be overprotective. You have to have these talks with your parents and all this type of extra stuff that you really don't think is comfortable. Well, that's really uncomfortable for us. But I have to have them because they're our parents and we can trust them. And etc. They're your parents. You're gonna have to talk to your parents about this stuff. But the same way your parents will protect you and always help you throughout the ways in life, that's exactly how God will do. But God is better only because he knows everything before you even do it, or after you. Well, he knows everything before you even do it. After you do it, even when you're thinking about doing, he knows when you're gonna think about doing it. Without you even knowing. Like, he knows the things that that you don't even know about yourself that you're going to do later in life, but he knows it because he formed it in your mama's womb before you were ever born. So God is really like, he's really God. So when it comes to trusting things, the person that you can for real trust on is God, because he won't let you down, especially if you don't let him down. He's really a good father. And so I'm definitely grateful for God. He is so amazing. I'm just here to let y'all know, do not worry. God is with you when you go through difficult. It don't even have to be things you fear. It could be hard situations. Let's say you can even be, listen, you can even go to a fair or something and there be roller coaster rides or whatever. You can even use the scripture for that. God is with you and he ain't gonna let you die over some roller coaster. Sometimes people can try to kill themselves by that stuff, but you don't, if he don't want you to die, you're not going to die, because there's going to be a purpose in your life. But I'm just saying, like, things like that. But yeah, I'm just saying, worry not, for God is with you, period, through all your struggles, through all of your fears. Don't worry about it, sweetheart, because he brought me out. I'm a living witness. I'm the proof that God is able, and that he is really, he's faithful, and that he really got your back. He's not going to let nothing happen to his children that he loves so much. So that's all what I wanted to say for today. God bless you all. I tell y'all the works of the Lord, because I'm trying to tell y'all, I got to tell y'all first of all, because it's disrespectful to not spread the gospel, the good works of the Lord. That's disrespectful. Secondly, I can't help but to say something about it. And then third of all, it keeps me busy with focusing on God and not shifting into the world a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just helping me stay on track. Just something to do throughout my days. You know what I'm saying? So God is able. He is good. Remember that scripture, Isaiah 41:10. God is able. There's also more scriptures than that that you could that's built off faith. Just search it up on Google and it'll give you a lot. I'm the proof. And I thank y'all for watching. Take this serious though, because it's not. This is real life. I'm trying to tell you. And if y'all, the people who knew me when I was growing up, y'all know what I had to go through, especially because y'all would sit there and really just make fun of me and really, you know, do the most with me, with the dolls, just to try to get me to cry or whatever due to my fear, which is not good. But you know my story. You know that God is for real and that I have to trust him. So if I trust him, y'all gotta trust him too, because he's just that good of a God. So I just want to thank y'all for watching once again. If y'all would like to sow into my ministry, my cash app will be right here, baby. So love y'all, and I'll see y'all later.